What's up? Today we're talking about the history of how pirate flags were designed. So, when we think of pirates, one of the most iconic images that comes to mind is the pirate flag, a menacing skull and crossbones set against a black background, known as the Jolly Roger. This flag struck fear into the hearts of sailors during the golden age of piracy, roughly between 1650 and 1720. But how did pirate flags come to be, and what inspired their sinister designs? Let's dive into the fascinating history of how these flags were crafted and what they meant. The origins of the Jolly Roger. The origins of the term Jolly Roger are debated among historians. One popular theory suggests it comes from the French phrase Jolly Rouge, meaning pretty red. Early pirate flags were often red rather than black, signaling that no quarter would be given. In other words, no mercy. Over time, black flags became more common and as they signaled the presence of pirates but still offered the possibility of surrender. Symbolism and purpose. Pirate flags were designed to intimidate and force quick surrender rather than incite a lengthy battle. Ships would often display false colors to approach their targets and then raise their pirate flag at the last moment, striking fear into their prey. This psychological warfare was crucial as most pirates preferred to capture ships without unnecessary fighting. If you think about it, the pirates were kind of at the disadvantage because if the ship that they were attacking sunk them, they were just defending themselves, whereas the pirates are trying to capture the cargo, and if you damage it, then you haven't really accomplished anything. So the less fighting and the less damage, the better. The skull and crossbones became the most universally recognized symbol, but it wasn't the only design. Some flags featured hourglasses to symbolize that time was running out, while others included weapons like cutlasses or spears, emphasizing the threat of violence. Some notorious pirates like Blackbeard added their own unique twists. His flag depicted a skeleton holding an hourglass in one hand and a spear in the other, aiming at a bleeding heart. This conveyed both the death and the inevitability of time running out. Custom designs and personal branding. Each pirate captain often customized their flag to reflect their own personality or reputation. For example, Calico Jack Rackham used a simple skull with two crossed swords indicating his readiness for combat. And this is probably the most popular image you see of a pirate flag now, like on stickers or posters or something. Black Bart Roberts had a flag showing himself holding an hourglass, symbolizing fate and mortality. Edward Lowe displayed a red skeleton on his flag, which was intended to be especially terrifying. These personal variations made each flag distinct, allowing captains to establish a recognizable reputation among both enemies and fellow pirates. Evolution and practicality. Flags were made from whatever materials were available. Often black cloth, which was easier to acquire and dye. They were hand-stitched, and symbols were either sewn or painted. The most effective designs were simple and bold, easily recognizable from a distance. Interestingly, some pirates also used false flags to trick their targets, flying friendly or national colors until they were close enough to strike. This practice, known as false colors, was technically against maritime law, but pirates hardly cared about such formalities. The legacy of pirate flags. Although the golden age of piracy ended in the early 1700s, the imagery of the Jolly Roger lives on. Today, pirate flags are synonymous with rebellion and defiance, far removed from their grim historical roots. They serve as a symbol of independence, freedom, and a willingness to challenge authority. In reality, the fearsome flag served a strategic purpose more than anything. Pirates knew that instilling fear in their enemies could prevent a costly battle, saving both lives and precious time. Though their fearsome symbols and bold designs, or through their fearsome symbols, pirate flags became powerful tools of psychological warfare, a testament to the cunning and resourcefulness of those notorious seafarers.